Hi YouTube. I'm going to do a very quick review on these little bottles. I was going to call them fuel bottles, but that's not necessarily the case. Now, the reason I've got involved with these little things, or had an interest in them, is thanks to our friend Musty One, who's always using his little bottle to squirt down the eye of his carburetors and spark plugs and stuff. So I've been pretty keen to get hold of something, and I'm going to have a talk about the two that I've come across. Bought this one, or actually bought three of these and three of these. One was going to be used on either as a test. Assuming that the test was successful, then I would be using two for my purposes, which in this case was going to be one for fuel and the other one for oil, just regular lubricant oil when you're putting bearings in and you need a bit of grease or a bit of oil just to sort of get things moving along. These were bought online. These I got locally after a bit of research. So this one is anodized. It's got an anodized spout, and it's quite, take the seal cap off, give it a bit of, and it's quite a spongy kind of material. And these are used or sold to be used as fuel for the little remote control racing cars. So the idea is that you put the fuel in there, and then somehow you need that spout to be able to, put it into the vehicle or the helicopter or the aircraft or whatever it is that you're playing around with. And then there's a cap here which caps it off. Problem with this one is it's quite a big hole, so it's very difficult to regulate how much pours in. You know, you only want that little trickle sometimes, and this is just going to pour in almost like a funnel. So what I did is I got one of these, I filled it up with fuel, just a two-stroke fuel in fact, and I put it in a tin can to see how it would go, how it would survive. And I left it and checked it periodically, and after about 2 days, this is what I ended up with. So you can see here that the fuel has completely and utterly eaten out the bottom of it. Absolutely useless, absolutely worthless. So these may be good for oil, if you're looking for that bigger spout, but certainly not any good for any kind of fuel. Waste of time, absolute waste of time. Sorry about that, the wind decided to take over and blow everything on the ground. So, waste of time. So, these are, as far as I'm concerned, a junk for fuel. I've got two of these remaining, and again I may use them for oil. This one, on the other hand, this one is the bomb. Brass spout, adjustable nipple, so it can be closed off, opened and adjusted, or closed off completely. Nice brass tube on it, more or less the same kind of size as the other one, and I did exactly the same thing. I filled one up with fuel, which I have here, and you can see that with the fuel in there, again that's the same fuel, is not causing it any issues at all. If you adjust or open the cap, you'll see here that the fuel can go in, and once you tie it off, nothing comes out. So thankfully, one for petrol or gasoline to our American friends, and one I've got here for just with some regular 3010 motor oil in it for lubing things up. So I just thought I'd show you my experience and see what you think. Appreciate your comments, appreciate your advice, appreciate your opinions, and I'll see you again soon for another one. Thanks.